thank you very much ผมอยู่เมืองไทย12 ปีแล้วผมพูดไทยไม่ชัดวันนี้พรีเซนต์ภาษาอังกฤษนะมีได้สไลด์เดียวเอง one slide there are 2 rules for success never reveal everything you know so that's it I'm going home I can't tell you anything so I shall say nothing right? But actually no when I look at the topic about VCs good or bad I said hey that's too restricted I want to extend a bit more so I'm going to talk about VCs and I'm going to talk about all the stuff that matters to startup I have 60 slides okay but before we go there I'd like to give you a bit of background of where I come from what I've done I'm 46 years old I have spent 21 years in IT 21 years in IT and my first business was I think the internet didn't arrive in Thailand yet 1993 I started my first company when I was studying in my final exam I started my first company very simple business I was selling modems do you know what modem is 14.4 BPS modem to connect to the internet the one that goes people don't see that anymore 14.4 fastest modem ever 1993 in Singapore internet didn't come to Thailand yet in 1994 I died why did I die because in 1993 the modems were made in the US Taiwan did not start to make modem yet 1994 they start to make modem I have no competitive edge I was buying from the US so I died so I did another business next business 1996 website build website so we sold modem to make the road right for you to connect to the internet and now we make website so I started a company with 3 other friends and I did not study IT I studied political science and economics but I love IT when I was 14 years old I make my own computer I assemble my own computer so I learned so we created website we were very lucky the first customer Stock Exchange of Singapore we built the first website for them in 1996 very lucky and the first website was very special my co-founder was very techy so he created a program to do screen scraping any IT guy here screen scraping the stock exchange use IBM mainframe we have to create a clone go in there and scrape information and we display stock price the stock price delayed by 15 minutes you can see on the website 1996 okay how old were you in 1996 right and this was quite cutting edge right at that time it was like wow like how could it be done I don't know I did the HTML coding for the site there is no Dreamweaver there is no whatever other tools that you use today I only use Notepad and we have to learn how to code a website I never learned how to do it but I managed and we built the stock exchange website we became connectors we became expert because we were again very lucky 1997 if you have been to Singapore you will know that there is Singtel which is the mobile operator and there is another one called Mobile One or M1 M1 came to Singapore in 1997 so we were very lucky they were looking for new service they said I would like to have new service I said okay how about delivering stock price information to SMS so you type the name of the stock send the SMS come to our server we go to the website take the stock price and send it back wow fantastic service amazing what do you call it let's call it IOD information on demand oh fantastic launch 1997 we launched this basic service then we became we just went on and on doing that so yeah so I've been through I worked sorry I forgot I was born in Malaysia at the age of 12 I went to Singapore I studied in Singapore until NUS the university 1993 then I did my business I have been through 7 startups in my life they all failed none of them exist anymore okay So I'm doing a few things. And then this was the startup that was my biggest startup back in the year 2000. Back in the year 2000, we raised $22 million altogether, 22 million Singapore dollars. 1998, we raised 5 million Singapore dollars, and then about 18 million Singapore dollars in the year 2000. Why did we raise so much money, and why did they give us so much money? Because we were very cutting edge. We were talking about multi-channel content. We were talking about how content created for one device should be spread to multiple devices, from fridge to TV to mobile phone. Mind you, in the year 2000, there is no smartphone yet. The smartest phone that you have is a Palm Pilot. That is the smartest phone, and it's not even a phone. You can't make phone call. All right? So we raised that much money. So it was called H Matrix. We were in the news quite a bit, on CNN even, in I think Forbes, whatever. So at that time you don't call them startups. You call them, what do you call them in that time? .com. No one has heard of the word startup yet. It was .com. Okay. So we raised $22 million. Wow, it looks very impressive, right? But we died. Right? How did we die? So look, this is my office. My office in the year 2000. It looks very modern. We won the second prize for the best office in Singapore. It was very modern. That's how we spend our money. We have too much money, right? We spend our money on a beautiful office. We had a great office. I think it still looks good. You see the mobile phone I'm holding in my hand? It's a flip phone. It's not even a smartphone. If you can see this picture, this was a webcam. This is a webcam. This was my webcam. That was my Palm Pilot. So we were very early adopters of technology. Right? The webcam is so big and ugly. Right? So we wrote articles. We talked about, this is year 1999, 2000. We had a magazine. We talked about LBS. Do you know what LBS is? LBS? Location-based service. How to use location to find yourself through the phone. We talk about mobile marketing. Right? We talked about the road to 3G in the year 2000. And Thailand got 3G in the year 2000 and what? I don't know, I can't remember. 2 years ago, I think. In the year 2000, I found this article, I think what was this, 2001? Yes, in June 19, 2001, I wrote this article for the Straits Times. And I used the word smartphone in this article, right? But there were no smartphones then. I talk about how your mobile phone will be an agent providing you with shopping information and pricing information for products that you intend to buy in your vicinity. When you're nearby, your information will come to you, right? We talk about how users will be using different channels based on their need or situation. That means they'll use a tablet for entertainment, they'll use a phone for calling. We talked about those kind of things. We were very early, we were very visionary. We were too early. The market and the consumer were not ready for us. Our timing was totally gone. Right? We were looking at technology, but the market was not ready for all these things yet. Then what happened? September 11, 2001. Do you remember what happened? Some planes crashed into the building. All the customers had. People thought the world was going to end. The economy went very bad. So if you look at this is the Dow Jones index. So you can see how much it dropped after that. And it never really recovered until now. Oops, is it too high now? I don't know. It's almost at the same level as it was in the year 2000. So yes, I've been through that. I've been through the stage where we were quite big. We raised a lot of money. I had 350 employees. I had 350 employees. We started with 4 persons in the year 1996. Then we moved to 350 employees. 7 countries. We even acquired another company. But everything died. We moved too fast. We grew too fast. We did all the growth in 4 years. Too fast. Market not ready for our products. We moved too fast. Economy, external economy not there. We kept on spending money. We were in Singapore. It was a very expensive city. Still is a very expensive city to run a business. So when the economy was bad, what happened? We got stuck. No more money. The VC who gave us the last 12 million US dollars in the year 2000 said, hey guys, sorry, I got no more money. The same VC who 1 year ago said, grow, expand, grow, hire more people, get into more markets. Okay, boss. And then in the year, 1 year later, I have no more money. I said, what do I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? We closed the company down. In the year 2012, we sold the company for $1. Who bought the company? A public listed company in Singapore took over the company, trying to bring IT into the business. And they never survived. They died anyway in the end. So I came to Thailand. So when I came to Thailand, I found this. I don't know where the water flows. This is really a picture in Thailand, seriously. And I came in Thailand, this was what I saw in Thailand. Oh, shit. Where do I go? All right. So I've been here for 12 years, 13 years. I have seen 7 prime ministers, 2 military coups. All right. I have seen 75 million additional mobile users. And I have also, though the population only increased by 7.5 million, but there are now 35 million smartphone users, or maybe more. So when I came to Thailand in the year 2003, people in Singapore and Malaysia asked me, why you go to Thailand? Like, Thailand is so backward compared to Singapore. It's so, whatever, you know. So I said, look, the number of mobile users in Thailand in the year 2003 was 25 million. That is more than the combined population of Malaysia and Singapore. So I'm going to Thailand. Today, the number of mobile users in Thailand is 100 million, right? So what did I do when I came to Thailand? So I launched mobile game. Too early again. I launched mobile game in the year 2004. You can go and download, you can go and buy a scratch card from Sutaya, video rental store, and you can download the game. We decided to come up with a Japanese name. Too early. Gone. Now people play mobile games. App Store, download, Candy Crush, make a lot of money. But shit, too early. I did SMS on TV. You may remember. You can participate in TV programs. So I like to be innovative. So I like to make it a bit different. So this one, I push it to the limit. This was a live TV show ของแซมยูรานันท์ช่อง5มหาลุย5 โมงเย็นวันเสาร์ so live TV show 1 hour so คุณที่ดูรายการเนี้ยอยู่บ้านนอกหมดคุณที่อยู่กรุงเทพไม่ได้ดู5 โมงเย็นไม่อยู่บ้านหรอกวันเสาร์ไม่มีใครอยู่บ้านก็นอนอยู่ so all is ต่างจังหวัด right so how do we tell the people in ต่างจังหวัด that this is real so we put printer อยู่ส่ง SMS มาใช่ไหมผมก็พิมพ์เบอร์โทรออกมาบนกระดาษเลยเอากระดาษนี้ใส่ในตู้แล้วก็เป่า live TV แล้วก็หยิบออกมาโชว์แล้วก็โทรไป so people believe it's real that this is real is not some computer making story and then there is no winner so it's real so we try to do that so it's real then the government said all this SMS on TV is gambling stop so problem again what do I do next change model we do ticket today you have barcode ticket right for cinema yes I did that in 2005 for Bacardi there was no smartphone we send picture message on your Nokia phone and you scan from the small little screen mobile ticket right again too early not mass adoption picture message means sending 3 SMS 3 SMS means more expensive means nobody want to pay so cannot grow but now sending barcode by ticket is free email everybody wants right so timing again big problem O2O everybody talk about O2O offline to online or on O2O so we also use O2O we send SMS we give you a coupon you go to B2S at Central Chitlom there's this machine you enter the number in the machine it print a coupon for you and you go to the counter and get your CD at the discount actually we can show the SMS but Central Chitlom say I need paper I need paper coupon because I need to บัญชีต้องการกระดาษเนี่ยบัญชีต้องการกระดาษก็ okay, we have this printer for you to print out the bloody coupon. So we have done that as well. You know Ichitan and his Doktan sense, okay, I did that in the year 2006 for M&M's, Pedigree, and all the other brands in Thailand. Heineken. So you buy, you scratch, and you see your coupon inside, you've done that. So after so many years of doing stuff and being too early, I decided to use all the knowledge that I've learned in all my failures to look at investing. Okay? So we started to invest in businesses. We are called Galaxy Ventures. Just founded, 3 years ago? If you want to say we are, you can't say I'm a VC totally by default because I'm not using other people's money. A VC uses other people's money. A venture capitalist, they actually use money from LP. They will come up with a proposal, create a fund and project returns, and then people become part of a fund, right? So that's a real VC managing somebody else's money. We are using the company's money. So we're using our own funds, and we are investing in businesses that make sense to us. I invest, I build, right? I can invest and I can build some businesses as well. We have 6 companies that we have invested in. Page 365 is a company for, it's an online tool for merchants. We have 2 game companies. We have 1 game company in Vietnam. We have a fulfillment company, and we have another e-commerce company. Okay, so if you recall one of my slides, my first slide, then you will see where I'm going to now, and I will tell you, this is so interesting. Oops, I gotta go back a lot. Okay, so since I came to this stage and I said I was too early, right? So now I'm not too early anymore. So you see, 2014, I'm looking at fulfillment and e-commerce. I come late. So maybe I will win this time because I'm late. E-commerce has been around for a very long time. Everything else that I've done, too early. So hopefully now I can do something right. So you get to do something right. You get to do something because you learn from your mistakes and failures. All right? I mean, I've gone to a very bad stage. I've gone to the stage I have no money for lunch. In Singapore, no money for lunch. $2. Maybe I have to eat chicken rice. But now $2 Singapore, you can't even buy chicken rice anymore. Yeah, I've gone to that stage. I've been dragged to court. I've been locked up because my partner made a complaint, blah, whatever. I've been locked up for 8 hours. I spend a lot of money on legal fees and all kinds of shit. But that happens when you do business, right? You take it as you go. So I learned everything the hard way. I have no business school. I have no MBA. I have no rich father. My father wants me to actually work in a bank since I graduated from 1993 until now, and he still doesn't understand what I'm doing. He doesn't know why I'm not working for somebody, right? I am not technical, and I didn't have anybody in Thailand when I came here, right? But I survived 12 years. Okay, so let me now go into the more interesting topic after you know a bit about me. So we're going to talk about today's world. We're going to talk about people who want to be an entrepreneur more than they are an entrepreneur. You heard about ecosystem, I will talk about ego system. Okay? Where there are some people who think they are greater than others. And then we talk a bit about good and bad VC. A bit. Okay. So, today's world. So we talk about Uber. So you know Uber. Uber is a service that doesn't own any car. Grab Taxi is a service that doesn't own any car. Right? Facebook is a content company that doesn't produce any content, right? Airbnb is the largest hotel booking site that doesn't own any hotel rooms, right? So all these things are happening, and then Alibaba doesn't own any inventory. It sells, it delivers, it collects money, but it doesn't own any inventory. So what's happening to this world, right? So everybody thinks something special is happening, so everybody follow. There's Uberification. There's Uber for everything. Uber for what? Uber for boxes. Uber for everything is coming along. There's Uber for laundry. Everything is Uber for something. Uberification. And then Airbnbification. You can rent your car park space. You can rent your workshop. I don't know, everything. Everybody is just following and following and following what else someone else is doing. And there's Tinder. Anybody try Tinder? Okay, so did you enjoy Tinder? So Tinder is very easy. Just flip yes, no, right, left, right? So people now is a Tinder for everything. There's a Tinder for clothes. Yes, no, yes, no. There's a Tinder for dating, whatever. Everything else. Right? But there's this guy called Guy Kawasaki. Do you know him? He's like, what did he do, Guy Kawasaki? ทำอะไรนะ Apple ปะใช่ he worked with Steve Jobs, so he's like a smart guy and all that, right? So he says, build your own product that you or yourself want to use. Okay? A lot of people think that when they build a product, they put up a sign and then they'll have a lot of customers. Customers wanted, no experience necessary. Just come and use my product. Or there are people who build products and say, hey, I built a product, why no one is using my product? I'm 5% better than the other competitor. Why is no one using my product? Right? Because they forget the fundamental things of doing a business. There are people who talk, you heard about stealth mode, you heard about stealth fighter? Stealth fighter, you cannot see on radar. So there are, in the startup world, there are people who said, I'm in a stealth mode. Stealth mode means you cannot see me. You cannot see my product. You cannot see what I'm doing. I'm a startup with nothing to show you, and no one has heard of me. That's bullshit. You can never be in a stealth mode. Because if Facebook has never been in a stealth mode. In fact, when Facebook launched, it was one of the ugliest websites around. The Facebook. It was not launched in stealth mode. It was launched to a limited market, but it was not in stealth mode. Okay? It's a fancy way of saying that nobody knows whatever you're building. There are a lot of people who say, I have this idea, I cannot tell you that idea. It's my big, super big idea that I have that I cannot share. Because if I share, someone will steal my idea. And that's another piece of bullshit. Okay? Because if you can think about it, so can someone else. You're not living in this world alone. The difference between an idea and a business. Idea is not a business. It's the execution that takes an idea from a business. I have an idea every time I go to the toilet. Right? But, you know, so what? Does that mean I have a new business every time I go to the toilet? No. So an idea is not a business. And, very important, you can't do things alone. No way. Impossible. Maybe if you're Superman or Iron Man or whatever else. Even Iron Man has friends. It's called the Avengers. You can't do things alone. You ultimately need to start sharing your idea. You need a friend to help you. You need a co-founder. You need a technical guy. I'm not a technical guy. So if I start a business, I need a technical co-founder, right? If you're a business person, you're a marketing, you need a skill. If you keep your idea to yourself, you're not going to get a team. You're not going to get your business. You will just be in stealth mode forever. No one can see you. And no one knows what you're doing, right? So, an entrepreneur starts from the below. A entrepreneur starts from the top. He thinks that he can take a shortcut and go to the top first and start looking good. I have this fancy product. I've seen these people, you know. I've seen so many startups come to pitch to us. I have seen a startup. Today I was at a meeting about 2 hours ago. Samakom e-commerce. And they have a meeting about, they invite all the companies in Thailand doing logistics. So you have some very old man sitting there, very old man who is doing logistics for 20 years. His company, some public listed company all sitting there, 40 people. And then the host asks, is there any company here who can deliver, who is sure that they can cover the whole of Thailand for delivery, cover perfectly the whole of Thailand? And one guy put up his hand. So this guy is a startup trying to do one of those delivery service. And all the old men from the big companies, like the big 5 company, look at him, who the hell are you? So the host asked the guy, so how are you doing it? ไม่บอกไม่ได้ อ้าว What is that? That's bullshit. To me, that's bullshit. If you are doing it, why are you afraid? What is so special about your idea that nobody else can do it? If Grab Taxi has a special idea and Grab Taxi never launched, will they have Grab Taxi? There will not be a Grab Taxi. There's just Anthony will keep Grab Taxi to say, I have this fantastic idea and I'm not going to launch because if I launch, Easy Taxi will follow me. No, it doesn't work like that, right? So we have so many entrepreneurs who like the idea of being a startup. Like, hey, I have nothing to do. Hey, let's be co-founders. Let's start a new company. Blah, blah, blah. It looks great. But this bullshit, that's all ego. Right? Where a founder who likes the idea of being a founder more than he likes the idea of building a product. He wants to look cool. He has seen startups going, hey, cheers, go party and look very good. All the rah-rah and the bullshit. But do you know there are startup founders who commit suicide? There are startup founders who cannot take the pressure and kill themselves. There are startup founders who go crazy. There are. Because being a startup founder is also very lonely and very challenging and very difficult thing to do. It's not the glamour. Right? You think people saying, oh, I'm hustling. Because I'm fake it till you make it. It's very common that fake it till you make it. Yes, okay, you can fake a little bit. But when you go to the extent of lying, who are you lying to? You're lying to make yourself look good, or you're lying to yourself? You're actually living and fulfilling your own lie. I'm doing well, yes, I have a lot of users, yes, I can deliver nationwide, yes, whatever else, Everything is awesome, yay. No, it's bullshit. When we were running our startup menus, when the 2 planes crashed into the building, September 11, 2001, I remember it very well. I was in Taipei. I was walking in the market. I got an SMS. There was no email to phone yet. Don't have. SMS. Plane crashed into the building. Plane crashed into the building. Oh, no. In New York. I imagine a small plane crashed into a building. Then I walked and I saw CNN. I said, shit, the world is ended. I'm going back to the hotel. I U-turn. Whole night I stayed in front of the TV screen. BBC, CNN, BBC, CNN, BBC, CNN. I knew it was the calling sign. The economy is going. And true enough, 1 year later, we had to shut down. Right? As startup founders, we know, we live that kind of pain. I had 350 employees. We had to start thinking already what to do from day one. Very pressurizing. Right? Many startups think that raising money is a measure of success. When I said I raised $22 million, some people, wow. No. I spent more than 22 million. We raised 22 million, we spent 25, I think. The money ran out very fast. Raising money is not a measure of success. There are people who say, oh, I raised this, I raised that. I went to Vietnam. And first thing the guy asked me is, oh, your startup, what's the valuation? I said, huh? Why ask me things like that? You should ask me like, what is his business? What does he do? No? What's the valuation? What's this and that? Those are things that don't matter to you. I just met you today. Why are you asking me about valuation? Right? But startups think that raising money from VC means that they are good, means that they have succeeded. So they will lie, they will fake it till they make it, right? But times are changing. Today, we have investors who are a bit smarter. You have investors who, like me, have been doing it for 21 years. So if you're bullshitting, I will know in 35 seconds that you're bullshitting. I am not a guy who studied finance and look at numbers. I'm a get my hands dirty from the ground and build it up. If you tell me you're doing 7,000 deliveries a day, I say you're bullshitting because it's not possible. Right? I know what you're doing and what you're not doing. A lot of people also see this iceberg effect, right? You see the top is so nice and beautiful. You will see Mark Zuckerberg and his now pregnant wife and their soon to be arriving kid. And wow, they look so sweet and so rich and they got this house and everything else. Did you see all the rest below? He got sued, right? If you watch the story, Social Network, he got sued. He had to go through a lot of legal struggles. He had to go through VCs too, right? It's all the failures, sacrifice, disappointments, whatever. Divorce. People think that you succeed or you fail, right? But actually there is a lot of failures along the way, a lot. And then you can come back. If you fail once, you can come back. Fail two, you can come back. I look at every failure as having a GPS. So I failed 7 times, so I have 7 GPS in my car. So I will know definitely where I'm going. Because the 7 of them will tell me where to go. If one is wrong, I follow the other 6, right? So we learn from where we are. Have you heard of this company? Have you seen this product? WD-40. Have you seen this product? Nobody has seen this product? WD-40. Why is this product called WD-40? It's a spray. It's like a spray for nuts and bolts. I think in Thailand maybe you have another brand that's more familiar, but WD-40 is international. It's a US brand. So why is it called WD-40? Because they failed 39 times. WD stands for water displacement formula number 40. WD-40 because all the previous 39 formulas failed. So it's called WD-40. He failed 39 times. Right? Is that too much? Is that too much? Now, let's take away a lot of things about businesses. Take away all the fancy things about business. You have users. You have people who download your apps. You have people who give you good reviews. Maybe you have bloggers who write 5 articles for you. But ultimately, at the end of the day, a business means finding a stranger, someone you don't know, to give you money for your service. Okay? Very basic. Basically means finding someone who will pay. So finding a customer, right? Finding a customer. So only thing that matters is building a viable, growing, and profitable business. So finding a customer. A lot of startups will say this. Our product is great. People are using it, but no one pay. We have a lot of trial users, but we cannot get them to pay. We have sign-ups. We may run out of cash before they start to pay. And then what do? They'll say, okay, let's do this thing. Let's pivot. Let's pivot. Let's change the angle. Let's fail at something else again now. Because they never learn why they failed in the first place. Okay? Let's pivot. Let's go. I was doing A, now I'm going to do B. But you never recognize and look at why you failed. Okay, why? Because they don't know how to sell. Sell is not a 4-letter word. Well, it is a 4-letter word, but it's not a bad word. They don't know how to sell, right? Founders are always so engrossed about their product and how good the features of their products are. But they don't know how to sell their product. They are so engrossed with building more and more features, right? They know how to add all the bells and whistles to their product. But your customer doesn't care about the product like you. Your customer cares about what the product does for him. But the founder keeps adding features and functions to the products. So you're going on a different tangent, right? So go and sell. Try to understand what your customer is doing, right? The act of selling is not about pushing product. It's more about solving the problem. So you're doing the accounting, right? So people will pay you if you solve his problem. Or you're doing something else, right? You have to find why people will pay you and if they will pay you. So let's look at why do people pay? Why do they buy? What are the 4 basic principles? This works for every product. Every product, okay? Why do people buy? Why do people buy? To improve their situation, to increase their revenue. Okay? Increase their revenue to, let's say it's a software tool to make them work faster or whatever. Why do they buy? To reduce their costs, to save time, save energy, save power, save electricity. That's another reason why people buy. Why people buy? To work faster, right? And why people buy? To reduce the risk. Why do I buy an alarm for my car? To reduce the risk of my car being broken into. Why do I buy? Why do I fill my car with this super additive so that I can increase the efficiency of my car and make it work faster, right? Why do I go on the expressway and pay toll? To save time, right? So these are the basic reasons. It applies for every product. So if you're going to create a product, what benefits are you selling? Why should people want to pay money for you? Very basic. Common sense. Okay? Back to basics, I call it. Do you know who Zig Ziglar is? Actually, I can't remember who he is. He's one of the top salespersons around. He's dead already, very old, 80-something-year-old man. He died. But he says, Every sale has 5 basic obstacles, right? No need, no money, no hurry, no desire, no trust. People don't buy your product because they don't trust you, or they have no desire for it, they have no need for it, or they have no money to actually buy it. Okay? These are the 5 basic things. So if they have no money, solve the problem, make it cheaper. If they have no desire, sell them a need. If they have no trust, show them you are reliable. So selling means finding, right, let's go back, finding reasons why people will buy, and countering resistance to why people will buy. That's it. Solve these 2 things, I think you can make fantastic products. Ask yourself, when you buy something, what is your decision for buying? When you buy that Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge, why do you buy it? Why do you buy it? I won't buy. But some people buy for a very reason. My friend bought it. Why? And what reason is that? If you go back, reduce risk, prevent loss of face, avoid looking bad. That is this reason for buying. See, everything is a reason. Try it. Try this slide. Everything comes back to these 4 things. Okay? So, when we look at investing, you hear words like metrics, or you hear words like traction, or you hear words like, sales, right? So, metrics that matter, I think, metrics means something that you can quantify, something you can count, okay? Something you can count. Something that shows going forward, right? Something that shows going forward. So, very simple: growth, distribution, and sales. Growth, increase in number of users. Distribution, expanded group of users. And sales goes back to revenue. 3 things. Okay? You may not have these 3 things from day one, but you build towards these 3 things in whatever you're doing. Investors invest in lines, not dots. What do I mean? Consistency is what I mean. A dot is, today I have 1,000 users. Wow! But it took me 7 months to get 1,000 users. Right? I want to see, yes, you have 1,000 users today, and then next week you have 1,500 users, and then things like that. We want to see consistency, not one time. Right? You want to see progress and traction over time. So, there's this little thing that I stole from someone, I can't remember, the reference is there. It says the investment readiness level of a startup. It measures the investment readiness level of a startup. Everybody is here. Everybody is here. The only people who will give you money are friends, family, and fools. Okay, people who have money to lose. Because you're at a stage where you're MVP, you don't have traction. You have no sales. You go to a VC, you're not going to get money. Right? But maybe you'll get money. Because numbers are not the only thing that matters to me. Okay? So what matters to me? Okay, now, raising money today and raising money 20 years ago is the same. Nothing has changed. Seriously. Because the person who makes the decision is the human. It's not technology. It's not a smartphone that's making a decision whether to invest. It's not a program. It's not an AI robot. It's still a human. So investing, raising funds 20 years ago and raising funds today, same. Okay? Who you know and how well you present are 2 very important things. Humans are the guys who will screen your ads. Humans are the guys who will evaluate your presentation. Humans are the guy who will give you a term sheet. And the human is the guy who's going to wire money to you. No technology. So humans, what happened? What are humans? Humans are actually very weak creatures. Right? We are influenced by emotion. We are influenced by feelings. We may make illogical decisions. We may get married for wrong reasons. Right? These are humans. Okay? So more than 70% of an investment decision boils down to your relationship with the investor. Okay? I'm not saying you should go and get married to all the VCs. Okay? So let's look at what some of people say. Emotion and gut are a big part of angel investing. Gut feeling. I feel good about this. I feel good about this product. Somehow I like this guy. I feel good about him. Or I'm compelled to go to the next step with people I like. Right? I don't listen to ideas. I listen to people. They want to see how well you actually can say things and do it. And first couple of minutes in a pitch, you know whether or not you are in. Actually, for me, it's only 35 seconds. I will know. I don't need a few minutes. Okay? So, my process, my personal process. First, do I like you? Do you present yourself well? All right. Do I believe you? Very important. I don't want to see lies. Do I believe you? How compelling is your idea? All right. And can you execute this? Do you have the team to execute this? So, 3 very core questions. Does what you're doing excite me? Okay? How different is what you're offering from what other people are offering? And again, come back to, is the founder someone I want to work with? Do I like your face? Can I have dinner with you, you know? So, again, humans make decisions like this, not machine. So, yes, even if you may not have the right metrics, you may still be able to raise funds because you have people who believe in you and are swayed by emotion. Right? So that's why some people say a pitch is very important. Yes, a pitch is very important, but if you're pitching to a stranger, it's not as useful as if you're pitching to someone who gave you an introduction. Okay? So, and VCs today are also under pressure. Investors are under pressure, you know. So in the last 1 month, there's been this article going around about Airbnb and 7 years ago trying to raise money and nobody wanted to invest in them. And then there was one guy who said, I wanted to invest, but I was too slow. I wasn't fast enough, blah, 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 blah. Yes, today is worse. Everybody wants to invest in startups. So VCs are more pressured to make decisions. We are sometimes too pressured. We cannot make decisions fast enough. And I will take a long time to make a decision if I didn't pass my filtering process earlier on. All right? First, let's go back to, again, VC. VC take other people's money, right? So they use other people's money to invest. So they have a ROI that they need to see coming through. For me, we are different. We use our corporate funds. So we own the money. We don't have to pay back to other people. You don't have to give them a return. So we behave a bit differently. Yeah? VC can also be a very distraction. Can be a big distraction. Okay? You have to spend time presenting to them, pitching to them. Can you come in and present to my chairman? Can you come in and present to my chairman's chairman? Can you come in to present to my LP he's visiting? You know, things like that. They'll take a lot of your time. So much so that you wonder, should you spend this time convincing a VC or should you spend this time trying to get your customer to buy? Right? So, like Steve Jobs and Michael Dell. Steve Jobs used VC money, Michael Dell used customer money. Michael Dell owned a lot more of Dell than Steve Jobs owns a lot of Apple, right? Than Steve Jobs of Apple. Okay, so maybe you spend more time trying to get your customer to buy and make it better than getting VC money. I don't know. Term sheets, wow, even I don't understand. I leave it to somebody else to take care of it. The legal people, I don't want to talk. I just say, okay, yes, we will do, and then all the legal people will take care of the paperwork. Even term sheets are scary for me. For the startup, even more scary. It takes a lot of time. Right? I'm sure Paul has raised money before. He will tell you some of these things later. VCs, some advice they give you is also bullshit. Yeah? Because it depends on the VC. You may have VC who is a bad VC. What is a bad VC? A bad VC is someone who has 500 portfolio companies. He's not an expert in any of in the field. He's just a generalist. He gives you general advice. If you are an e-commerce guy, go to a VC who has expertise and experience in e-commerce. He may be beneficial for you. And if you raise money through a VC, well, you know, you have to give up some equity, right? So you may not want to give up that equity. The earlier you raise, the more you give up. The less traction you have, the more you sacrifice. So why don't you spend more time trying to convince your customer to buy, so you can get more traction, so you can give up less, right? Sometimes people say, I need money, but money may not be the only thing that is your constraint. You have to study your own business and see what are your difficulties in moving forward. Right? Money does not solve everything. Okay? And you should not give up more equity than you actually need to do. And the right VC, in my opinion, will be your partner to guide you along. Right? So, good VC and bad VC. So you see this diagram? One is our heroic adventurers, and the other side is their brutish invaders. Our great religion and their primitive superstition. But it looks exactly the same. The buildings are the same. The maps are the same, but they're just on opposite sides. So how do you know who is good and how do you know who is bad? It's all a matter of perception. So let's look at perception. I say it's a bit small, I'm sorry, so I'll read for you. A good VC is humble and doesn't try to run the show. So I can tell you that we have 6 portfolio companies. There are 2 that I've never been to their office. I have never been to their office. They come to see me. I've never been to their office. I don't know where they are. Okay? So a bad VC will be telling you what to do. Hey, listen to me. I know this is the right way to do it. It's a bad VC. He thinks he can micromanage. Okay? A good VC goes in and avoids conflict within the portfolio. Okay? A good VC will not invest in 2 of the same companies in the same industry. How does it feel if you are doing accounting software and your investor just invested in another accounting software? Either he has no confidence in you, or he thinks the other one is better. He actually regretted investing in you. How do you feel? Right? A good VC is focused, not investing in 500 portfolio companies or 800 portfolio companies. Okay? And they are focused in the field. I will invest in e-commerce, I will invest in entertainment, I will invest in education, and I will invest in software as a service. 4 areas, I will focus in that. Other VC invest in everything. Why do we choose 4 areas? Because 4 areas that we understand. 4 areas that we can help the portfolio company benefit from our advice and expertise. Right? I don't know how to do Grab Taxi, so I won't invest in Grab Taxi. I don't know how to do it. I have no experience. I can drive, but I have no experience in Grab Taxi. So, VC actually can make things worse. So how did VC make things worse? I will tell you a real example. When we raised our funds, our VC said, please go and hire a VP of sales. Because you guys are founders, you are not good at selling. So we hire a VP of sales. VP of sales is very expensive. He's an American guy living in Singapore with his family. We had to pay a ridiculous amount of money for him. Then the VP of sales say, I need a director for every country. So we hired directors. Then the director say, I need assistant managers for every segment. Then we hire assistant manager. Then we increase it. Everything became slower. The whole business couldn't run anymore. To release a product, to have 1 meeting, we have to wait 2 weeks to get everybody to come to the table. That's because the VC made us grow big. So it's called the tyranny of incrementalism, in my opinion. The larger the ship, it becomes harder to steer. Right? Sometimes it's good to remain small. Okay, so, I'm going to end. So it's not the success and the failures that matter, it's the experience. That's what I want to tell you. I have no one-size-fits-all, I have no secret formula for you. I only have those 4 things that I showed you earlier. Why the reasons why people buy, and the 5 things, the points of resistance for people to buy. So you counter those 2. Those are the only things I can share with you that you can take away today. But seriously, it's the experience, the journey. The reward is in the journey that you have gone through. Okay? I never lose. Either way, I win or I learn. And when the dust settles, when you're ready, when you failed your first failure, you go to the second, you start again. Even the guy who's running a marathon needs to stop and take water. You can't run forever. Right? So there is always a next time. So anyway, I hope this was interesting for you. And I have a little advertisement. I'm looking to hire 2 people. So I'm looking to hire an investment associate to help me look at investments, and I'm looking to hire a business development lead. So if you're interested, those are my details, my email. Talk to me anytime.